The Redmi K20 Pro launch in India is imminent, and that means the K20 or 6Z. Now that's a decision buyers are gonna make pretty soon. In this video, I'm gonna try to make the choice easy for you by breaking it down step by step. Let's weigh the pros and cons of each device and figure out which is the stronger one overall. Hey guys, Ash here from C4eTech, and if you do end up liking what you see in this video, please don't forget to turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon. So once again, let's go ahead start with the displays. Now this time both phones have all-screen displays, no notches, no cutouts, just all-screen all the way. The display sizes are similar, about 6.4 inches on both, and the resolution is the same Full HD+. The K20 Pro has slightly smaller bezels, and it also has another advantage in the form of the technology used, Super AMOLED compared to LCD on the 6Z. So the colors are punchier, blacks deeper, contrast better, and this is the reason why the K20 Pro draws first blood and goes one up. Now let's move on to build. Here both phones sport glass builds with metal in between. The 6Z has the latest Gorilla Glass 6 for protection from cornering, that is to the front, and Gorilla Glass 3 to the back. With the K20 Pro, Redmi has not specified what glass they are using for protection. Well, that gives Asus an advantage. The Redmi does have a smaller footprint, it's shorter, narrower and slimmer, both weigh in at about the same 190 grams, so nothing there. I do like the looks of the Redmi better. While this carbon black might be quite stealthy, the glacier blue and especially the flame red version is quite a spectacle. The LED on the pop-up camera that also doubles as a notification light, that is quite a nice touch. So the K20 Pro has a slight edge again, and it goes up 2-0. From here, we move on to sundries or the miscellaneous stuff. The Asus 6Z has support for stereo speakers and happens to have arguably the loudest outdoor mode implementation on a smartphone. It also has a triple slot, so dedicated microSD support here. The K20 Pro does not have microSD support at all. And then there is a smart key to the side of the 6Z. So this is a physical button that you can customize to have it do different tasks on a single, double or long press. Asus also offers support for FM radio. Redmi on the other hand offers an in-display fingerprint scanner. That's thanks in large to that AMOLED panel, so you don't have to lift the phone to scan your finger like you would with the Asus 6Z, which has a physical scanner to the back. That said, Asus has a lot more sundries on offer and wins this round. Redmi still in the lead 2-1. Next, let's talk specs. Both phones are powered by the flagship Snapdragon 855 chipset. Both have 6 gigs of RAM and 64 gigs of storage as the base variant. There's nothing really separating them here from a spec standpoint. No matter what you throw at these phones, they should be able to run them smoothly. No issues there because flagship Snapdragon 855, right? I could technically say the Redmi has 8-layer graphite cooling, and that should, tilt the scales in the Redmi's favor, but if what we've seen in this video is any indication, the cooling doesn't seem to do much. So I'd say this round is a tie and scores remain 2-1 in favor of the Redmi K20 Pro. Next, let's move on to battery. The 6Z has a 5000 mAh battery compared to the Redmi's 4000. Now this is the highest capacity battery paired with the flagship 855 chipset at the moment. So that is something unique, and also the reason why the 6Z is a little thicker. As far as charging goes, both phones come with 18-watt chargers by default, but the K20 Pro can do up to 27 watts while the 6Z cannot do that. At least in China, for just 20 yuan or 200 rupees more, Redmi gives you an option to buy the phone with a 27-watt charger. So the 6Z has a 25% higher capacity battery. The K20 Pro can charge 50% faster technically. Remember, MIUI is also usually more battery friendly, and in the past we've seen 4000 mAh battery toting Redmi Notes perform as well as 5000 mAh battery toting Asus Max Pros. So this means I'm gonna be calling this one a tie again. The scores remain 2-1 in favor of the K20 Pro. And with that, we move on to software. Here's where the 6Z levels the scores. We have Zen UI 6 on the Asus 6Z built on top of Android 9 Pie. Asus now have a clean, closer to stock interface without any bloat. It's snappy and fast, and they've kind of changed things up quite a bit. On the other hand, we have MIUI 10 on top of Android 9 Pie again on the Redmi K20 Pro. Now MIUI 10 might be a heavier skin, but it's snappy and fast. The speed or functionality of MIUI, that's never been in question. The issue with MIUI, at least on Redmi devices, has been the fact that in markets like India, Redmi has a tendency to run quite a bit of ads on it, Ad-free versus ads, I'm always gonna give it to ad-free. 6Z levels the scores 2-2. With that, let's move to cameras. Both phones share the same primary sensor, the Sony IMX586, Sony's 48 megapixel flagship sensor as of now. It's paired with the f1.75 lens on the K20 Pro, a f1.8 lens on the 6Z. Under good light, there is not a lot of difference. Both phones shoot good images. There's excellent detail, little difference with colors. It's more saturated with the Redmi, but that's it. I'd probably say the 6Z edges ahead with dynamic range. But the green hue that we saw with certain pictures, it doesn't happen all the time. It does happen once in a while. We've noticed it in the past, in the comparison of the OnePlus 7, that still happens. And that helps the K20 Pro get a tiny edge. With the wide-angle shooter, both phones have 13 megapixel f2.4s. Asus seems to do a better job here, better with colors and dynamic range. But Redmi hits right back since it has a third camera option in the form of an 8 megapixel telephoto, something the Asus doesn't. It can do optical zoom shots like this. Asus just can't match this. That's definitely an advantage to Redmi. But when it comes to selfies, Asus blows the Redmi away. Now the K20 Pro has a decent selfie camera, 20 megapixels f2.2, but Asus just flips the rear modules to the front, and that means Asus can do amazing selfies at up to 48 megapixels. It's just at a whole different level. It's brilliant. And add to it those wide-angle selfies, they're just so good. Asus nails the selfie game. This has gotta be my favorite selfie phone, barring the Pixel of course. As far as video goes, both phones can do up to 4K 60 FPS, neither has OIS, but both have EIS, and Asus does it better. That said, the footage shot with the 6Z is underexposed, and Asus loses out a bit for that. The detail levels are similar though. With regards to low light performance, both phones have night modes that make use of multi-frame noise reduction techniques and do quite well. There's not much separating the two here, the noise levels are quite similar, but the Redmi's output's a little brighter and the K20 Pro is marginally better. So what do we have here? The 6Z has a big win with selfies and minor wins with ultra-wides and video stability. On the other hand, the K20 Pro wins big with telephoto and has minor wins with colors under good light for the primary, video exposure and low light. So cameras, I'm gonna go with the Redmi here by the slightest of margins. So Redmi goes 3-2 as we head into pricing. The Asus 6Z starts at 32,000 rupees in India for the 664 variant, while the Redmi K20 Pro is not yet available in India. It's supposed to be launching soon. As of now in China, it is priced at 2499 yuan for the same 664. That converts to about 25,300 rupees. So even if it lands in India at about 30,000 rupees, it should still come in cheaper than the 6Z. So with that, the K20 Pro wins price and this comparison 4-2. Now that's not to say the Asus 6Z is a weak phone, it's a strong phone, it's a very interesting phone with quite an interesting feature set. If you own one, you'd probably be happy with it. I did like my time with it, it's just that the K20 Pro is the stronger device here. Redmi seems to have done an excellent job with it. So that is my take on these two devices. Now it's your time to tell me what you think about them. Between these two, what's your pick and why? Let me know in the comments below. And with that, we get to the end of this comparison video. Thumbs up, thumbs down based on whatever you felt about it. Subscribe, turn on notifications by hitting that bell icon if you haven't yet. And by the way, I am giving away a Redmi K20 Pro and a K20. I'll have links to that to enter the giveaway and instructions in the description. Check that out if you haven't yet. So thanks a lot for watching. Till next time, my name's Ash. You've been watching C4 Retech, and I'm signing off for now. You guys have a great day. Bye-bye.